Shares of drug development company Covance are up over 70% in the past year, 30% year to date. Here to talk about what's driving the stock is the company CEO Joe Herring. Welcome, Joe.
Good to be here, Greg.
All right, last week you beat on the top and the bottom lines. People very impressed with the earnings. Tell me what's going on at the company, which is causing the stock to do so well.
Well, our clients have a tremendous need to reduce the time and cost of drug development. Covance operates in 60 countries. We're routinely recognized by independent surveys as the most preferred and the highest quality provider. We have had revenue growth for the last 12 years, and we're the only company that is a mirror image of a pharma development organization. And so it sets us up well to create strategic partnerships that help our clients meet their goal.
But you're not the only company out there. As we learned last week, Quintiles is back. It's public again. It's been around for a long time, but it once again is public. What does this mean? Does this change anything?
Well, I think it has spurred investor interest in the space once again. A number of companies had gone private, like Quintiles, and so I think it's brought a lot of interest to the space. But in reality, Covance generates more safety and efficacy data for the approval of new drugs than anybody in the world, including competitors and large pharma companies. So we like where we are in the space, and again, we're highly regarded by our clients, and we have been a net taker of market share for greater than 5 years in every area where we compete.
And a lot of those clients are overseas. According to your conference call, you're doing a lot of work in emerging markets now. Can you expand on that?
The drive to emerging markets is really about gaining access to patients for clinical trials. It's many times it's difficult to enroll a clinical trial in the U.S. or Western Europe. And no matter where a company is based, they want to enroll in their clinical trial, develop the safety and efficacy data that will allow it to be approved and to be effectively marketed with advantages and comparative effectiveness. And so our fastest growth is in Latin America, Eastern Europe, and the Asia Pacific region. As a matter of fact, in this most recent quarter, we announced that ex-US revenues are now bigger than US revenues, and it's actually growing faster.
You're even growing in the cloud. You're partnering with a company called Metadata Solutions. Can you tell me what's going on there?
Well, the need to collect clinical trial data accurately and effectively is really enhanced by cloud computing. And so metadata, as well as in-house systems we have and other companies such as Oracle, allow us to collect data, store it, and report it. For example, our central lab, we touch 40% of all clinical trials in the world. So we're collecting frozen and ambient temperature samples out of investigator sites in 130 countries, getting them into one of 4 labs strategically positioned around the world, and in 24 hours or less, reporting that information back to the treating physician and simultaneously populating a clinical trial submission for the FDA. So electronically connected to those investigator sites, collecting and reporting that data is critical to speeding drug development. So it's companies like Covance and others that are really helping our clients by speeding the process.
Are you running at full capacity right now? A lot of people thought at this juncture, all big pharma would have no drugs left. You have the patent cliff come and gone, and they wouldn't be developing any new drugs. That doesn't seem to be the case.
Actually, last year the FDA approved 39 drugs, which is the most in 16 years. And in terms of our capacity, we've actually done, I think, a very good job of planning for today and for tomorrow. Our revenue growth is in the 9 to 10% range right now, and we expect for the next 5 years for it to be somewhere in that range. And in that range, we can bring up capacity just in time.
And then finally, about 2/3 of your business is late-stage trials. Any plans to do a little bit more early trials, because a lot of those biotechs are flying?
Well, we actually have the largest early development or preclinical footprint in the world. We have the largest capacity to do that, and we've been the market leader in there for many, many, many years. So actually we have extra capacity there. So if biotechs fire up and continue to drive forward and pharma starts to look back to improve in that area, we are incredibly well positioned, and we have about 80% drop through on new revenue in that space right now. But where pharma is right now, and even mid and biotech companies, is to really squeeze phase 3 clinical trials out of the pipeline and get new drugs launched to help them now recover and have revenue growth on the backside of the patent cliff. So again, Covance took the difficult path to be in every element of drug development as opposed to in niches. And so we're a balanced portfolio, a balanced bet on drug development for the future.
You took the tough path and now it's paying off. Thank you, Joe Herring, for coming on.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you for watching The Street.